A man bought a slave, and the slave set 3 conditions for his master. The first was that when the time for prayer came, the master would not stop him. The second was that the master could only demand his service during the day, but there would be no restrictions on him at night. The third was that the master would provide him with a room of his choice to live in, and no one else would be allowed to enter it. The master agreed to all 3 conditions and instructed the slave to choose a room for himself in the palace. Every room in the palace was beautifully furnished, one better than the other. After inspecting all the rooms, the slave chose a deserted roofless room. The master asked him, "Why did you choose this deserted room when there are so many better ones?" The slave replied, "My master, perhaps you are unaware that deserted places become alive with the remembrance of Allah." After that, the slave began staying in that room at night, as it was already agreed that he would be free at night. When some time had passed, the master invited his friends over for a gathering one night. After midnight, when the guests had left, the master went for a walk and headed toward the slave's room. To his amazement, he saw a radiant chandelier descending from above, illuminating the roofless room, and the slave was in prostration, deeply engrossed in prayer and supplication to his Lord, saying, "My Lord, you have made it obligatory for me to serve my master during the day. If it were not for this duty, I would spend day and night in your worship. Therefore, please accept my excuse." The master watched this extraordinary scene in awe until dawn. At sunrise, the radiant chandelier ascended back into the sky, and the roof of the room was restored. The master told his wife about what he had seen, and the next night, both of them went to witness the scene again. They saw the same miraculous sight as the previous night. In the morning, they called the slave and said, "For the sake of Allah, you are now free so that you may worship Allah day and night as you desire, for which you have been apologizing." They also told the slave about the miracles they had witnessed at night. When the slave realized that his secret had been revealed, he raised his hands in prayer and said, "O Lord, I had prayed to you to keep my secret hidden, but now that it has been revealed to others, which I wish to keep concealed, please call me to yourself." At that very moment, his soul departed, and Allah granted him forgiveness.